crafty friends. How have you been? Well, I'm not crafting right now. Guess what's for supper? Yep, we're doing a taco. Woo! Taco night. What do you put in your tacos? Do you do all that craziness? Do you do the good stuff? You know, you got your salsa. I bought some of this. Never tried it. Guacamole salsa. We'll see. Got the chips and the ground beef and the cilantro. Some people said cilantro tastes like soap. I don't know. I forgot the lettuce. Let me get some lettuce. So how's everybody been? Huh? We been good? Oh, can't get in here. Got my lettuce. Hope everybody's good. I'm good. I'll set that right here. I got so much down here. Anyway, we're going to make tacos. I'm going to get the stuff prepped for tacos for dinner tonight. That's for dinner tonight, right? I want you to be able to see what I'm doing, not what. I don't want you to see me, but, you know, I want you to see me too. Anyway, I miss you guys cooking. Got to turn my oven on. Hope everybody's been good. I'm going to try doing homemade tacos for dinner, and I'm doing it early because I don't like coming in rushing when, you know, it's at the end of the day type thing. I like to go in and have my stuff prepped up and pretty much done, so that helps a lot. I've got some Roma tomatoes. I'm gonna chop the ends off, and then I'm gonna set them up, and I kind of cut my seeds out a little bit. I'm not real particular, but I do cut the seeds out. Husband has spit spats with some diverticulitis every now and then, so as much as we can cut back on that, the better off we are. So has everybody been crafting and stitching and doing all the October goodness and the Coming to America sales, the October, the Stitch-tobers? Did you do something for September? Did you do a sampler September? Work on a September sampler? I didn't work on one. I've got one now that I like, and I think I'll use it maybe next year, but I didn't have a sampler. I got so much stuff, so many whips and all that stuff, but we're cooking today. I guess I could have told you that, but if you're a regular subscriber to my channel, you know every now and then I'll pop in with something different, and like today I popped in with the what's for dinner. So gonna do regular tacos because I don't like it hot. I didn't get any jalapeno because hubby doesn't need it and I can't eat it, so it's just too hot. Gives him stomach troubles, and then he stays on the Prevacid and the Prilosec and the Pepcid. So I was like, why do you put your body through that if you know you can't eat it, you know, that kind of thing. So anyway, he does it because he likes the flavor of the jalapenos. So I'm like, okay, got a little heat on that. I got some oil, got to get that going, get that warmed up a little bit, just a little bit, because I'm gonna cook me some onion in mine. I like a little onion in my taco mix stuff because, I don't know, it's not any good if you haven't got any onion in it, I think. I don't have a red onion. I just got groceries, but I don't have a red onion because if I did a red onion, I'd have to come up with a bunch of recipes and stuff to use the rest of it, because you don't really use that much onion in tacos and stuff anyway, so I'd have to come up with a whole bunch of stuff to use it in. But anyway, all right, I got my tomatoes all chopped up. I wanted to do my tomatoes first because they can be draining a little bit, and then they won't get too much onion flavor on them when I'm cutting the onion, you know, that kind of thing. So I didn't know how to do another talk video. I'm in my new kitchen. We moved in June, 1st of June. So It's been a challenge, I'll just say that. If you've kept up with me, you've seen my crafty room kind of come together and that kind of stuff. And boy, it's still a challenge in there because that room is something else. It just looks like, gosh, I just feel like there's stuff everywhere. I've tried to organize it and I've tried to arrange things, and it's getting there. It just takes time, and you know, I'm not one that just has a lot of cash that can go out and buy a bunch of cabinets and that kind of stuff. I did buy one. I took one from my husband because we bought him some new ones for his office area because he was having to work from home. So, you know, he did need some bookshelves and stuff. So we did. We got some beautiful ones from Wayfair. So that was wonderful. But yeah, I can't spend a whole lot of money. I'd love to have all those IKEA shelf things. Those would be so nice. I have a half an onion, and I think I'm only gonna cut it into a quarter because, like I said, I like a little onion, but I don't want to drown in it. Just have a little bit of onion chopped up. It gives flavor to your ground beef for once, and you know, that makes that taste good, so that helps. I'm going to get that in there. Turn it down a little bit. I don't want it cooking too fast. But yeah, the shelvings and stuff that's going to be a slow process because I just couldn't order a whole bunch, for one thing, because we're an hour south of Atlanta, and from a IKEA place, because that's where I would love to have my shelvings, because they're good shelvings and that kind of thing. And a lot of Walmarts and the Big Lots and stuff, you have to watch out for bookcase things. They're all particle board. So the ones I have now are, there it went. Particle board tends to give way and sag and all that with the weight, and having things on it and the weight and sag. And I just said, nope, not going to spend more money on the same thing I already have. They're pretty for a couple of good years, and then that's about it. You know, it's out after that because, you know, it caves in and gives way or falls apart. And that's basically what happened to my actual bookcases that I had for my books, is they just fell apart big time. So I said, I'm not even going to fool with that this year. But anyway, got them, you know, organized a little bit. You've seen some. I got quilty stuff in there. I've tried to organize that a little bit too, and it's just been a challenge. It's just been a big challenge. So the room is I feel like it's bigger because I have wall space. I did not have a lot of wall space in my other craft room because I had windows. I had lots of windows. I had a double door walk-through space. Then I had a what do you call it? A bay window, which was gorgeous. It put out some wonderful light. Put out some great light and stuff. That was great. But and then I had a window. And then I had a closet door. And then I had a back door that came in from the back side of the house. So yeah, it was a lot. I was like, oh, I just had too much. I didn't have any wall space. That was just basically it. No wall space. Well, now I got wall space, so I put all my bookcases and stuff in there, and now I feel like I'm strangling in my room. Hang on, I gotta get a baggie. Anyway, so I don't know what I'm gonna do. Gotta get rid of some stuff. It's probably what I need to do, is just get rid of some stuff. I got a lot of scrapbook stuff. Oh, I did a lot of scrapbooking in the years. Excuse me. I scrapbook probably 10 years. So, you know, when you get a lot of scrapbook stuff, that paper's heavy. I don't scrapbook anymore. I can. I still have pictures. Just don't scrapbook like I used to, and that's kind of sad. It's sad. Salt and pepper. Got the onions cooking. Got a little bit of salt and some pepper. Y'all see that yummy goodness? Salt and pepper, onion. I'm going to put that hamburger meat in there in a minute. Hamburger meat, ground beef. Why do we call it hamburger meat? It didn't come from a pig. It's not ham. nothing to remotely do with a ham. It's weird. Taco kit, we're gonna have crunchy tacos, the taco sauce is in it, and the seasoning mix. I needed the seasoning mix. Normally I do have some seasoning mix of my own that I've made up, which works great. I like that. Let's see. Oh, I have fajita mix. Fairly. That's what I do. I make homemade fajita mix, taco seasoning mix. You know, you can make that stuff up yourself. You have pretty much have all your spices that you would probably need, so no excuse, right? So it just makes it better. Those are already done. I don't want my onions to burn by the time I get my ground beef in. And speaking of ground beef, if it's ground beef, oh, are we lazy and call it hamburger because we don't want to call it ground beef or what? I mean, I don't understand that. I think it's because we're just lazy. It's gotta be. Because we're lazy. We don't want to call it what we're supposed to call it. It's ground beef. It's beef and it's ground up. Not a hamburger, because a hamburger is something you already make patty out of and eat it, right? Can't be a patty. Alright, got the tomatoes straining out. Now I'm going to cut up some cilantro. Get that trimmed up. I'm going to get that ready to eat. Got a little container. I'm going to put that in there. Got my itty bitty container. I'm going to do that. Oh, I love cilantro. A lot of people don't like cilantro, but I love me some cilantro. It tastes so good. Ugh, just gonna cut a big old chunk off of it and see what happens. Cut some off and go for it. Yay! Cilantro needs to be dry in order to get a good cut on it. Our grocery stores around here and stuff, I don't understand why they do this, but they'll water that stuff down, and then you get wet cilantro, and you try to get a good cut on it, and it's all wet. Cilantro's not supposed to be wet. It's supposed to be dry. At least I think so. If I'm wrong, please correct me. But, oh, I just don't like wet cilantro. It's hard to chop. And then, you know, I don't know. You gotta have it dry so you could sprinkle it around on your tacos and stuff. I did not get a lime. The limes at my grocer did not look very good. And actually I felt of a couple of them and they were hard. Limes aren't supposed to be hard. I don't know. And I got the guacamole dip stuff because there weren't any avocados. So I don't know if that's a certain type of seasonal type thing as well, because they didn't have that either. And I'm like, man, bummer. I have a smaller grocery store. It's a little local spot. It's called Piggly Wiggly. So I bought some things there. And they generally don't carry a lot of that kind of stuff probably because people in this area here in this part of town doesn't eat that. I should have went to another place that catered to Hispanic community, and then we wouldn't have had any problem then. Let me give this a rinse. Man, ground beef's looking delish. See, I'm going to have this done. I get back from the bus probably around 4:30 in the afternoon back home. It's not when I park it. If it's a long day, I park it about 4:30. If it's a good day, I park it about 4:20, 4:25, something like that. So that's a good day because it's not far from my house where I park my bus. Got a little bit of lettuce down here. Chop us up some of that, put in there. It's trying to dry out, so I'm trying to use up the remnants of it as quick as possible because it's not going to be much left. It's just, lettuce doesn't keep forever. The little leaves don't even feel crunchy. I have to get rid of that. Anyway, Thanks for joining me today. Thanks for watching. If you're a regular subscriber, thank you for liking and subscribing and hanging out with me. Like I said, I do crazy stuff. I do all kinds of crafts, and I like to do some cooking stuff. And turn this on. Turn that on a little low. But yeah, I like all kinds of good stuff. Those who know me personally, they know I dabble in quite a few things. But I like to do the little cooking thing every now and then, because some people just like to watch other people cook. They like to hear what's going on in your life and that kind of stuff. We were busy here this weekend. It was a gorgeous weekend here in Georgia. We had a beautiful day, probably mid-70s. The sun was shining. It wasn't extremely hot, but oh, it was gorgeous. We had a big pile of limbs and leaves in the back of our property that, oh, it needed burning so bad. And my husband's been waiting since June to burn. So we finally got to burn. We burned all day Saturday. We have a big hole back here in our back that when they built houses in the neighborhood, they bury a lot of stuff out there in the back or throw it in the trash. A lot of people go back and get it back up and don't leave it in the yard, because, you know, we got a roll of shingles, roofing out there, and some shingles where they just tossed them in the garbage hole, and I just don't think that's right. So we got that back out, and then, like I said, we burned. We've had trees cut down on our property for I don't know how long. Goodness. I feel like the trees on the property was like cutting down a forest around here or something, so that was crazy. We finally got through with all that. Now that's over with. For a little while. I think Daddy will get some more next year, but he's figured out he's had enough now. Man, I got my tomatoes all chopped up and ready to go back in the fridge. Like I said, I'm just prepping a lot of this for dinner tonight, so it'll already be done. I won't have to worry with it too much. When I come home, it'll already be done. I'll heat the taco stuff up, and we just build our tacos and go with it. You know, that kind of stuff would be fantastic. So, there's the lettuce. I have 4 Romas, but I only used 2. I think 2's enough. A little bit of head of lettuce, and put that in another container. I like to keep stuff small. I don't have a big fridge. Our fridge is different. I had a side-by-side before. Now this one is a double door and the freezer's on the bottom. So I feel like I can't get anything in it, you know? I'm just like, oh, it's everywhere. All this will go in the fridge. I gotta have that for the ground beef. Man. Oh, cilantro and onion. Another bag from cilantro. Actually, I think the best way to do a cilantro in the fridge is supposed to be like, just wrap it up in a paper towel and let it, you know, air, and it'll be fine in the fridge. Don't want to do too much to it. Ooh, this looks delicious. This smells delicious. I wonder if I could slip me one for lunch. Have me a little taco for lunch. I'm having trouble with my TV stuff. I don't understand it. It plays and then it goes out. It just went out again. Spectrum's not doing me good justice today. That's one of the problems. Spectrum is wanting to be ugly today. Alright, I like to brown my ground beef. Then I like to strain it. Some people even go so far to rinse it. I have rinsed my ground beef before, because it just seems to help on the tummy and you're not getting all that fat in your system. So that is a plus. I've seen, and some people, they would literally almost like roll it up in paper towels and squeeze it to death, you know. I don't go that far. But I do like as much fat stuff out of it as possible because I just don't want all that. I want flavor, but I don't want to, I don't want too much. Almost about filled that jar up right there with grease. So, all right, and then we got our seasoning mix. Cut that open. Sometimes they say put some tomato sauce in there. Surely not. Let's check this out. 7 minutes, we're going to drain 6 minutes. 86, 7, 45 seconds. Didn't say. I may have to put a little water in it just to make it real cook good, that kind of thing. Because it looks like it'll be a little dry. Just a little bit of water. Then I'll cook it and then I'll thicken up real good. So, anyway, like I said, we got through burning and got all that good stuff going on. I was so glad of that. It seemed like it took forever. But it burned some burned some Sunday, and you can smell it now, but there's nothing burning, there's no smoke. And me being gone this evening, I won't be able to actually go out there and give it a good stir. Because, yeah, I can't do that. I just don't want to stir it. Alright, before this all cooks up to a big burn over here, look at that. I'm going to leave it. I'm going to turn this off. I'm going to leave it because I'm going to put it in a container, and then I'm just going to stick it in the fridge, and then I'll heat it back up this evening during dinner time. Throw this away. Now, I haven't tried this. It says medium, so I hope it's good. I've never tried this. Have you ever tried this? Good stuff. And then I brought it out just to show it to you, but I got some leftover salsa, and you know they throw one in the kit, so got that as well. I'll get something for that. Got a few other recipes I'm gonna cook for you guys. I've got cauliflower. I'm gonna make some cauliflower soup. Then I've got some butternut squash. I'm gonna try to chunk it up and stir fry that for dinner one night. Ooh, yum, yum. Let that cool before I put the top on it. And then I have an acorn squash. So I'll have that. An acorn squash is delicious. It's this. She's gorgeous. Not sure how many pounds this was. I didn't look on my receipt. But anyway, this is an acorn squash. It's green. If you can tell, it's a dark green color. And the best way to do this is you could trim this off a little bit on the end to make it flat, and then trim the other one in so it could be flat. And then you cut it right down the middle. And when you cut it right down the middle, you scoop out some seeds on the inside. You scoop them out. Then you fill it with some butter, brown sugar, and spray it with a little oil so the top part, where you cut, doesn't burn. So butter and brown sugar. And then you stick it in. And you can lay a piece of tin foil over top to keep it from browning and burning too bad on the ends. So you stick it in the oven and you cook it like 350 for maybe 30 minutes. And then when you come out, you scrape the insides with your fork. And then it not like a spaghetti squash, but kind of like that. And then it all scrapes up, and it is fantastic. It's sweet, it's buttery, it's a squash type vegetable. I never thought I would try it, but I had a neighbor friend that gave me one last, not long after we moved in here, and she said try it, and I tried it, and it was fantastic. So, if you've never tried the acorn squash, I highly recommend trying it. Now's the season for that kind of stuff. Sure, you could, you might could slice it a little bit or something maybe. I'm not for sure on that because it shreds like spaghetti squash. And this is my butternut squash. This right here. I like to peel it and then cut it and chunk it up in some good bite-sized pieces, like you're gonna make potatoes, mashed potatoes and stuff, and then it's delicious. So, and this right here says you can cut it in half and then bake it as well. So that would be like cutting it in half this way and breaking it open and baking it in the oven and having it baked. It's fantastic. This is a rutabaga. My husband loves rutabagas. This is the hardest vegetable I think I've ever come across. It has a waxy substance on the edge, and I think that's what keeps the root fresh in the farmers' fields and stuff. So you have to peel this with a grater, and then you chop it up in little chopped up bite-sized pieces and that kind of stuff, and then you put it in some boiling water and boil it and cook it, and it turns a real pretty orange color. It's kind of bittery type taste, but cooked rutabagas is very good. They go good with the turnip greens already in the refrigerator. So that's going to be something for dinner too. And then, like I said, the cauliflower is already in the refrigerator. So yeah, we got plenty of good stuff we're going to have for dinner next couple of days. So hope to bring you all along. Oh, let me show you. These are fantastic chips. Tostitos Cantina chips. These are good. And if you don't get these, get On the Border. They're even better. I couldn't find the On the Border ones today at the grocery. I think they had them on sale this past weekend. I think they ended up selling out of them or something because there was none on the shelf nowhere. So anyway, good deal on that. Well, I'm going to get all this stuff packed up in the fridge. And like I said, we're going to have tacos tonight for dinner with some salsa on the side. And then we're going to come back and try to cook up some other vegetables and stuff for you. And maybe call this the new segment, What's for Dinner? I'll try to keep these on a playlist on their own, so maybe they won't get tangled up with all my other floss tubes and crafty stuff. So, but thanks for coming, thanks for liking and subscribing, and hope you come back and spend a little time with me some here and there, and that will be wonderful. So anyway, y'all have a good one, and I'll see y'all on the flip side. Bye.